Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning everybody, it's the 9th of June. I'm back from Peru. We've got another Monday mantra. Don't forget, if you're listening to this on the Beacon app, on YouTube, on Spotify, don't forget to do all the things, liking, tagging, subscribing. It really helps me to be able to create more of this for you. And you know, I'll always just show up as I am, wherever I am. And I know some of you were saying it was noisy, and some of you were preferring the video, and some of you were preferring the audio. Look, I'm doing my best here to try and cater to all of you. And so we've checked everything off. So there's video here this week. Hopefully it all works. Last couple of weeks has just been a little bit different because I've been overseas. But I've come home upgraded. I've come home with a new sense of perspective. I've come home with a readiness to fully be me. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So get your journals out as we go through this, because remember, it's not just skipping to hear what the Monday mantra is, me as the frequency. It's really important that you understand what these lessons are. This is why I don't timestamp, because it's not about hearing, it's about feeling, it's about understanding, it's about interpreting. I have to say, before coming online, I was feeling all kinds of things. I've got a very upset stomach coming online because I feel quite nauseous, and I know it's because of the energy that we're going into this week. So if you're feeling that while listening to this, it's like we're detoxifying, and so just go with it, because I feel quite unwell and uneasy in the stomach. And so that will be all part of this week's healing. Now, as we do a recap of last week, remember that all Monday mantras are not just exclusive for the week. Sometimes I'll talk about things 3 weeks ago and it's happening now. They're just chapters of a book that you can keep referring to. I break them down every week so that you have a lesson to focus on. Now, when we look at last week's Monday mantra, it was really about integration. And for me, integrating every experience that I've had in Peru, because I shared with you what I felt like I needed to share with you so that you could enjoy and receive. Because I know you can all feel, those who have been following me, that when I'm sharing with you, I'm not sharing with you to go, oh, look where I am. I'm sharing with you because Spirit's telling me to bring you along the journey, because as I learn, as I upgrade, because of the nature of who I am and what I do, it's to share it with you. And so last week, I'm getting a bit breathless now also, and it's interesting because I'm not at high altitude anymore. I'm at 21 or 22% oxygen again. But just take a few deep breaths for me and just tune into your stomach now and ask your stomach to settle any queasiness, any uneasiness. Okay. Last week's Monday mantra was, I integrate the power of all that has been to inspire and uplift your life, allowing a muse to guide you toward growth and renewal. And this integration of power and finding a muse, for me, the muse was Mother Earth. It was nature. We're already in the 6th month of the year. We're in this phase of renewal. And renewal sometimes looks quite uncomfortable because it's in that form of receiving nourishment, that nourishment in the darkness before you come into the light to fully expose yourself. And this fresh garden of conception, of Eden, of growth, of unity. And this period is really influenced by the energy of that 6/6 portal that we had on Friday, which was a day of almost like this transpiration of being able to transpire above everything. And it's coming back to that place of harmony from a place of duality, like real extreme things. Like, I've been on for me, a very extreme adventure, and I've come back to my normal life. And it's now like, okay, what is the balance of this all? How am I going to live my life now? Knowing what I know, feeling what I feel, integrating what I've learned. Spiritually, the number 6 is here because it's about harmony, it's about balance, the 3 threes coming together, and we know that's a master number, hence Soul 33. And this balance, we're coming back, remember, the opposite of Monday mantras hold true too. So if you're not in balance and you're experiencing physical hardship, emotional sabotage, mental, you're feeling very clogged in the mind, and you're not feeling very aligned, that's because you haven't allowed things to integrate, to really surrender to the experiences that you're having. One of the things I said to myself before Peru was that I was just going to go with it. I was going to go with it. Like, I've never been so unattractive and so dirty in my life being in Peru, because sometimes I couldn't shower, and because I had to be so present, because I was hiking for hours in hail, and we had snow at one point, and rain and rocks, and I ripped all my leggings because I was sliding on my backside sometimes. I was just going to go along with it. And I didn't even know I could sunburn the way that I did sunburn in Peru, but it was this sacred passage of knowing that this is a special opportunity to deepen my connection with all the varying sides of me. And this is what's happening for you also. It's a real time to listen to your inner voice. Trusting your instincts is so important. And that's what I learned as Mother Nature, as my muse. Sure, connected to nature, but never before in this way, because I was in nature in a way that for me, have never experienced in that way. And this auspicious time of the 6th month of the year, the 6/6 portal, this week we're going into a full moon. It's about manifesting our desires related to love, because Venus is really prevalent at the moment. But also, when I put the archer in the thumbnail, I was thinking, what is this about? And then the next day I was like, this is Chiron, the wounded healer, the archer. So that's why I said the opposites are coming up as well. It's like, are we able to express ourselves, or are we still holding ourselves back? Spiritually, it's time to nurture our inner worlds, connect with others. Like, coming back into my life now, I'm learning to connect with others again, connecting, but also honoring my need for solitude, because naturally that's who I am. Having compassion, reminding us that true harmony begins within ourselves. So if you're finding yourself upset, or if you're finding yourself not in control of your external situation, that is coming back into the digestion in the stomach. So if you've been having digestion issues or stomach discomfort, something's not being processed in the way that it needs to be. And maybe you need to surrender to that. And as we move through this portal into this new week, into this full moon, take gentle steps to restore balance. Like, I've gone from one extreme to the other, but the gentle steps that I took this week to come back to myself have been very nourishing, very in bringing in self-care. We've had this time of transition and the ending that paves the way for the new beginning. It's an opportunity for rebirth into a truer expression of your individuality. I thought before Peru I was expressing myself well, and just in my day-to-day life, not with work. But I realized in retrospect I really wasn't. And so that's something that's really changed in me, and something that Spirit really emphasized while I was in Peru. So you might find your greatest fulfillment in partnership and shared purpose with somebody else, and working in a way that's interdependent rather than codependency is a big message that I'm coming in now. Are you being codependent and needing somebody else or something else to fulfill you? Or are you working interdependently to fulfill what your needs and wants are, but also giving grace to the other person, which is what I'm hearing now. Let your emotions motivate you. Even fear, anger, all of those things can be guidance to growth. And when approach with awareness and courage, you can really harness that particular emotion to be able to guide you. Look, I had so many mystical experiences in Peru, and it was like those light codes coming in Huacra were amazing. Like, when I was there and walking, I could feel them around me. But for the photos to be captured and sent to me by other people in the group, it was real evidence that what we can't see is there. And so these light codes that are coming from the sun, these solar flares, there's all, like, I don't know this logically, I'm being told all this. It's like we are upgrading in order to get insight, to be able to flow into new information, allowing the old cycles to close out naturally, making space for a fresh start. So you need to really clarify what you truly desire. And I was thinking about this. There's really not much that I truly desire anymore. I feel very fulfilled at the moment, and that might change, but it's just, I feel fulfilled knowing that the natural cycles are taking place. But we do want to clarify. We want to communicate and create from a place of authenticity. They're telling me to share this. So I met somebody in Peru, and they said to me, whatever I fear, I'll do it. I'll face the fear. That's really important. So that's one part of it, the emotion of fear coming up. But Spirit gave me another perspective for where we might be at in some areas of our life, or where we might be at in all areas of our life. For me, and I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago, I did not participate in any plant medicine, not because I don't think it's good, not because I don't think it's effective, because I don't need it. And Spirit guides made that very clear to me. And sure, there would be, if I did delve deeper, issues of losing control and fear of that. But I actually knew my decision to not do it was based on my intuition, and I trusted that. So it's really important that you look at where your motivation is coming from. Is it fear, or is it you really actually know? Your knowing is telling you that that's for you, that's what you want, that's what you don't want. We've had World Environmental Day, and this was about our internal environment as well as our external environment. I've been going for lots of walks since I've got back because my legs have been seasoned to walking a lot more than what I used to. And I could see the tree of life in many of my walks this week through my third eye. And that was nature's muse of the tree of life is creating itself and going through the seasons of destruction and creation all the time. And as we navigate this potent time, remember, true growth arises from the balance of love and deep connection to the divine, knowing that the tree of life is blossoming in the universe, but it's also blossoming here for us. Trust in the process. Listen to your inner guidance, step forward with an open heart, back yourself as you move forward. Your action point for last week was taking time to reflect on where your life may be out of balance, to commit to gentle conscious steps such as practicing kindness, nurturing your inner guidance, or creating a small act of service to restore harmony within yourself. So remember, a muse for you, I'd love to hear what your muse ended up being. Could be a person, a nature element, creative work, concept of an idea, an object or a symbol, a place, an activity. How did you get on integrating last week? Was it uncomfortable for you, or was it something that you just surrendered to? As we moved through the week, we put up the photos, we meaning Lucy and I, put up the photos of those light codes coming in, and they were amazing, like this blue, like almost like the archer arrow coming in down into my leg. At my root chakra, there was an orb, the flares of the sun like wings of the goddess elevating. And it was just really amazing seeing those light codes come in, because when I was there, I asked the guides and the ancestors, can I hit record on my phone so that I can pick up all the frequencies around? And they said yes. So we've recorded that, we've put that up on the app. Someone said, but it's just music. It's only just music if you can't hear the truth in silence. We only put music on it because I knew I would get that question of like, I can't hear anything. When we were up there, it's very, very rare that you get complete silence, especially when there's people around and people are moving around. We had complete silence. There was about 10 of us up there at the time. And this integration is showing us that what we can't see is there. So I wanted you to all look and receive those light codes, by vision first through my photos, and then to listen to the frequency of your inner guidance that you receive from Wakra Pukara in the meditation that we created for you. Then we picked the Soul Progression Oracle card number 13 of renewal. And this is the message. I feel a deep resonance with the arrival of that renewal card. And I did, because I was feeling it from the shedding that I've had in Peru. After a time that may feel like conflict, this is the digestion, or quiet reflection, where something, we've been talking about death also, right? And, I've been getting messages about people passing away or feeling like they're dying, parts of them are dying. After a time that we may feel like this conflict or quiet reflection, like what does this all mean? We're called to integrate and find harmony within. This is a sacred space where all is settling. Things are settling, like my stomach before coming on here being unstable. It's because I'm meant to create that bubbling, that acidity, to be able to settle that energy through the integration that we're going to do in this Monday mantra. We're creating a foundation upon which a new reality can be painted. Like, I'm forever changed by Peru. And I am painting a new reality, and it's not based on what I desire. It's based on peace, harmony, and balance, pure and untainted. When we linger too long in resistance, a fortress can form around our true essence. And, before going to Peru, I was seeking pleasure in food. I really was. And I love to cook. So I was eating beautiful, healthy food, but I wasn't eating it as mindfully as I normally did. And it was Apu Asangate that showed me this, the mountain that I camped at. And it was preventing me from blossoming because I was masking it through just wanting to eat things I made, but just eat. And I learned that simplicity when I went to Peru. We were eating a lot because we were walking so much, but it was very simplifying. And so during the Monday mantra last week, when Chiron came through with the archer, I didn't realize it was Chiron until the next day when he said to me, this is why you put the picture of the archer there for everyone to figure out that it was Chiron. He visited us, but with a paintbrush to paint our new reality. It landed gently in our hands, inviting us to craft a landscape, our environment, fields of abundance with potential. That's what we're all here entitled to. And I don't say entitled in an egoic sense. I say it from a birthright sense. Just as the seasons cycle, flowers bloom and then lie dormant. This is a time of integration, is a period of quiet dormancy, preparing for renewal. And it might not be quiet for you. If you are resisting, it'll be noisy. From the sacred pause, growth will emerge from the depths of our wounds, transforming pain into beauty. The number 13, my sister's born on the 13th. And, being in a Hindu family, everyone's like, oh, it's unlucky. But all the astrologers said it's actually really lucky for her. And in this case, the number 13 is usually about death and, the closing of one chapter. But that's because the renewal is inviting this personal transformation into a new chapter. So just be patient with yourself. Allow everything to integrate. We don't give ourselves enough time to really process what has gone on. And this is so important. Then we put up a reel about my Wakra Pukara experience. And I just wanted to share with you. And it's also a memory for me when I share. I don't share just for likes or people to comment. I share because it's part of my journey, and I wanted you to see and experience and feel. And I loved the comment that someone put, that their heart opened by my sharing, and that's what it was intended to do. Now we have the extended meaning of the Monday mantra. Let's find this. Because we are, always extend the meaning so that you can really think about what the lesson is. And your extended meaning of the Monday mantra is to integrate fully. We must attune ourselves to our feelings and deepest needs. Like a bud that unfolds after nourishing itself in stillness, growth arises from within. Don't resist, they keep telling me. Nature, our eternal muse, guides us as patiently revealing the timing for our maturation. We are maturing. And I'm not talking about age, because you know how I feel about age. It's irrelevant. We get younger, we get more beautiful, we get fitter, we get healthier. But after this time in Peru, I needed time and self-care to fully understand all that Pachamama revealed to me about myself. So what lessons or insights has nature shown you? Nature meaning not just nature, but your environment shown you about your inner journey. You know, I tend to feel frustration a lot, anger a lot, but that's coming from an internal space. So what has your natural environment taught you about your inner journey? Really important. Okay, so that was a lot. Remember, I'm always here for you. I'm back. I'm doing personalized meditation, some soul magics, mini readings for brief guidance on things. Remember, the app is being upgraded at the moment. It's taking, it's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources going into it. And Kieran is the person to email if you're needing any help. Your memberships are offline so that we can keep it affordable, and all your subscriptions go towards upgrading, making things faster and better. And I'm so grateful for all of those who've been right at the beginning. I'm someone that just starts. I don't wait till things are perfect. It's just not my nature. I start and I grow. And I feel like that is a really good way to go in life, especially now as we're going through this integration and renewal. Just start and move. Start and surrender to the movement also. soul33@gmail.com. Don't forget to put your subject clearly in the title so that Kieran knows how to reply to you. Okay, we are going to move on to this week's Monday mantra. This week's Monday mantra is, I invoke the divine power within me to accept myself fully and to release with the unfolding of life with grace and trust. I invoke the divine power within me to accept myself fully and to release with the unfolding of life with grace and trust. Now, in the little picture on the thumbnail, we've put frankincense. And that is because before I came online here, I was given the smell of frankincense. And that is because they wanted me to create a divine connection for you, a divine connection through me to you for this particular Monday mantra. And this divine connection is what is actually going to help you bring in your divine power. So if you have frankincense at home, I've got frankincense incense, organic incense. But if you have frankincense at home, please use it this week, okay? And it's not something I'd normally say. I thought it was really interesting that Spirit had brought this up, but they did. They brought it up because it brings in the element of air and fire. It brings in the sun, and we're moving into solstice energy in a week or a couple of weeks, I think. And it's also third eye, divine power. Divine power is coming from our connection. So we want frankincense, even if you just take it in energetically, which is my intention for you, to help you bring in that divine power. This week calls for a recognition of the divine presence within and around us, urging us to reflect on who holds the power in our lives. I want you to let me know in the group chat or in YouTube, who holds the power in your life? Because we want the power. And that's not the power to control, it's the power to paint our new reality. And it's time to really cultivate the acceptance of what is. Again, surrendering to our situation. We don't have to like our situation. There's been plenty of times in my life where I've gone like, oh, I don't like what's happening now. But when we accept it and we discern why we're getting annoyed, because someone else is controlling, someone else is influencing the narrative of our existence. How can that be changed? How can that be changed so you can live a life more passionately rather than in that destruction mode of, because anger, frustration, they're all destructive energies that can be used for power, but we need to know where our motivation's coming from. So ultimately, the divine truth is that the power resides within each soul, within each of us, and an eternal wellspring of strength and wisdom comes from that. So the synchronistic events that are going to be unfolding this week and onwards, because Monday mantras are not just about this week, are going to be a divine order. I was told over the weekend by spirit guides that when we lose something, and I know this is going to be hard to hear, especially because, I'm a human being too. I get upset. When we lose something, lose someone, something is coming up in my chest and I feel very nauseous. Spirit, can you please stop the nauseous feeling? So something is clearing for all of us here. When we lose something, sometimes we are meant to lose it. Okay? We are meant to lose it. And it may not be a permanent loss, it may be returned to you, but that's how you will value it more. And so as these synchronistic events unfold, look at where you can dissolve resistance and accept that new possibilities are naturally flowing in, because we are no longer, feeling really quite unwell here. We are no longer rooted in desperation or scarcity anymore. This openness allows the divine to enter more freely, guiding and transforming from within. I feel the tree of life is growing inside of us right now, and it's starting from our solar plexus up into the bronchial area is what they're showing me. This is what they're doing to you listening. Protection is vital. Protecting ourselves is vital. But it's equally important to lower the barriers that hinder the divine guidance. And so you need to think about, let me know, what have you been doing to protect yourself from receiving? The ego's defenses can block the flow of higher wisdom. So now is the moment to confront and release any sabotaging patterns. Reflect deeply on what behaviors or beliefs may be serving as obstacles. Are there voids seeking expression or healing? Awareness is the first step towards liberation. In the image, the thumbnail image, because I asked Spirit, what do we have, to be honest, Lucy and I have fun creating the thumbnail images because it's just funny for us. But they do show me what they want me to be holding or doing. And so one hand I've got a sword and one hand I've got a heart. And it's like the sword's going to be cutting, destroying all the bits, and the heart is what is going to be providing the synchronized events. Archangel Michael has come through really strongly in the last few days, and so therefore I'm calling him in now to offer his unwavering support, his presence as a reminder that divine assistance is always accessible, and an invitation to trust in our innate ability to rise above our challenges. Call upon his protection. Ask him to help us walk, or help you walk courageously and move our bodies, releasing stagnant energy from the hips and thighs, okay? Really important. This is where relationship energies reside, relationships that serve us, relationships that don't. So move your body this week. Mother Earth is actively supporting our journey of renewal by stirring the depths of our lives, revealing what needs to be seen and released. Through this upheaval or destruction, that sword cutting everything, is discomfort. This is why I'm feeling all nauseous and like stomach's all doing this weird thing, because I'm giving you energy right now to be able to clear that from you as well. And through this discomfort is an invitation to awaken, using frankincense right now for the divine connection, our inner healer. We are all healers within ourselves. To invoke the divine energy will facilitate healing and growth. This is a really big week for a release, because we've got the full moon, which I'll talk about shortly, but it's an alignment with moving from the depths of our reflection into something more lighter, more joyful aspects of life. True healing unfolds moment by moment. We don't need to heal so in advance. Heal as it comes up. True healing unfolds moment by moment, from the heart, cutting when you have the strength and the courage to use the sword to cut. And as we flow with the natural rhythm of life's sacred cycles, we can actually honor what nature is showing us and let our tree of life blossom. Back yourself as a gentle reminder this week to support acts of kindness and self-compassion. Whatever circumstances are unfolding in your life, They are divine offerings designed to nurture your strength and resilience. These experiences are here to help you fortify your foundation, your body, your legs. I've got such much stronger legs after hours and hours of hiking. And that's the foundation, empowering us. And even I know clients that don't have legs. This is not just about the physical legs. It's the legs that you are standing on. Trust in the divine support. Your journey is guided by the loving presence of the universe, encouraging you to stand tall and continue onwards with faith in your divine power. Now, the full moon, strawberry full moon. So even though it's releasing fertility and new beginnings, connection to nature, it's like we're in the thick of this renewal still. Celebration and gratitude. Celebrate something. This is why Spirit was saying to me, self-compassion, kindness is really important. Use this time to reflect on your personal growth. Practice gratitude. Engage in rituals like plant something or nurture, harvest something. Focus on your creativity. The strawberry full moon is about clarity. It's releasing and letting go of what doesn't serve us, those old patterns, destroying. In my culture, Hinduism, the word destruction is used a lot, but it's destroying the old paradigms. It's also quite a manifesting moon. This is why we're coming back to our full divine power. So reflect and grow on what that means. So you might want to do your own full moon ritual with frankincense, or just bringing in the energy of frankincense. Write down what you want to release, then write down again what you want to manifest. Spend some time outdoors. I used to I didn't really like being out in rain. That's changed also. I'm moving into this ability to utilize the weather patterns to be able to cleanse and clear myself. So nurture your spiritual well-being, be kind to yourself, bring in your divine power. Now, as you close your eyes, if you're not driving, we're going to integrate what we've talked about. Just know magic exists now if you believe in it. And it's your magic that's going to transpire. That's why I said something about transpiration on the sixth of the sixth portal. That's what's coming in now as part of this integration. Spirit wants you to really use your mind in connection with your heart. So use your mind to cut the things that don't serve you anymore, but use your heart to navigate your path. And just go with the flow of life. One of my healer friends said that to me last week. Go with the flow, Gaia. And it's what I'm picking up also this week for all of us, not just with me. Go with the flow, let go, allow this full moon, the strawberry full moon, like a ripe strawberry, biting into it and taking in the nectar. Allow that nectar of life to come in for you. This is about your divine connection, your divine power. So whatever initiations you're going through, I'm actually going to be giving you solutions later on. So sit in this energy now. Allow life to unfold with grace and trust. We're calling in the divine power and the protection of Archangel Michael. He comes in with the sword. He comes in and places frankincense at your feet, allowing you to be in the presence of that total connection to the divine. Okay, remember to love yourself. Move your legs, move your hips, and know that you are powerful. We all are. And you can accept yourself in the passion and in the destruction and just go with the flow of life. Your Monday mantra is, I invoke the divine power within me to accept myself fully and to release with the unfolding of life with grace and trust. I invoke the divine power within me to accept myself fully and to release with the unfolding of life with grace and trust. Your action is, what are you letting go of and what do you need to accept? What are you letting go of? What do you need to accept? I will see you all next week. The nausea is cleared.